Alright everybody, it's Wednesday morning. I'm about to get in this tank and start attempting to collect up that Mayan Cichlid and get it out of here. Today is the day we're going to head on down to the pet store. They're going to help me get it bagged up properly, and then we're going to get it shipped off to a buddy of mine. So let me get started. Not going to really bother filming the catching process. So from here we're going to start making our way down to the fish store. Alright everybody, we're off. So we've got about a 45-minute to an hour drive depending on traffic. I don't know if you can hear my little portable air bubbler going, but we got an air stone in the bucket. So it's not just a fish in a bucket, it is a fish in a bucket with air bubbles being circulated for them. Now, as I said, we've got about an hour drive ahead of us, but it is mostly highway once we get out of my neighborhood here. So sit back, relax, and I am going to enjoy the drive. Alright everybody, now that we're through town, we are getting on the bypass and heading down to Route 30, which is the big north-south road, and then that'll take us on down to the highway. Alright, with about 15 miles of Route 30 behind us, we're now getting on 795, the Northwest Expressway. This will be our first leg of highway. We've got about 17 miles before we get to the next stage. Uneventful trip down 795, and that leads us here to 695. 695 is the Beltway, is what we would call it. Depending on where you live, you might call it the Orbital Motorway or the Loop Road. This is the big highway that goes around Baltimore City, so we're basically skirting the west side of Baltimore City, and we're heading on down to the south side, and we'll actually end up sort of between Baltimore and DC when we arrive at our destination down in Glen Burnie. I don't normally do advertising for people. I never give brand names or store names or anything like that, but in this particular case I've got to say that Mike from H.O.T Tropicals, where we're going, actually just overheard me last time I was down here. I was talking to one of the employees and asking them some questions about how to properly bag up and safely ship and so on and so forth, and he came over and just asked what was going on, and once he found out what I wanted to do, he just told me to bring the fish down whenever it was convenient for me, and they'd get it taken care of for me. They'd get it bagged up properly, they're going to get it packaged properly for me, and of course he's also going to give us all, you know, whatever information I ask of him while we're there, so it'll make for a nice little video while we're in there. And he just volunteered to do all that kind of stuff. He's a great guy, and it's a great shop, and so I don't feel bad at all with all the help he's giving me now and all the stuff he's done for me over all the years I've been shopping here. I certainly don't mind giving the H.O.T Tropicals a little shout out. And we're down here in Glen Burnie, Maryland. We're almost there. If you can find BWI, you can find the H.O.T Tropicals. It's right off of 95, 695, 100, 195, 295. It's pretty much right here. You can't miss it. It's right by Arundel Mills, very, very centrally located and easy to get to. Hell, if you live all the way out by Dulles Airport, just a little trip around the DC Beltway, shot across 50 and you're here. So sit tight, we're almost there. We got a couple more miles to get down to get on to 97, and then we'll be about 5 minutes away. And here we are. So give me a minute and I will see you inside. Alright everybody, there he is. Last look at him in the bucket. This is Mike. Say hi, Mike.
Hi, how you doing?
He is the owner here at H.O.T Tropicals, and he's kindly going to get this fish bagged up for us. So all we're going to do is take the water he's already in. We're going to pour him right into this insulated container. And provided that is enough water for him to be shipped in, which it should be.
Yep. He's good. There's a lot of room for oxygen.
All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the air hose, but it's actually connected to an oxygen tank. And the reason we do that is we fill the bag with oxygen, and that always keeps an oxygen-rich environment above the water so that the CO2 levels in the water don't elevate rapidly. CO2 dissolves into water. It's carbonic acid, and carbonic acid buildup will cause a pH crash, and very quickly you can kill your fish if you don't stabilize the pH. So that's the only reason we stuff the oxygen into the bag like that, is to stabilize the pH. So we're going to just go ahead and get him finished sealing up. We're going to close up the box, and then I'm going to get out of here and get heading off to the post office, and we're going to overnight this out to my buddy, and hopefully by tomorrow or the next day he'll be in his new home doing just fine.
Where's he going?
I think that's about it. So say thank you to Mike, everybody. He's been very, very helpful in this whole process.
Thank you. Glad to be of assistance.
All right, everybody. Don't forget to come down here to House of Tropicals in Glen Burnie. It's a great shop, and this is why it's such a great shop, and this is why I love coming here. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon in the next one.